Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing, and I don't know how long. Food. He take care of everything.
Child, this was a setup from the very beginning. A scheme Papoose and Remy had running the whole time. And the real mission was never love or loyalty. It was always to pull Claressa Shields back in. And so far, they've played it perfectly. That's why they're still married. Because it was never about breaking up. It was about controlling the story. Claressa has always gone hard for Papoose, telling anyone who would listen that he was the first man who ever treated her the right way. Like he was different. Like he was genuine. But what Claressa didn't realize is this. The reason he stayed so consistent wasn't because he cared. It was because she was funding it. Literally. Whether it was pity, strategy, or straight-up malice. Remy Ma already let it slip that Claressa was Papoose's newest come-up. And she can say it without fear because she knows the gag. Nobody's going to believe her anyway.
You ever use her and you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it and would listen or even care, because anytime somebody's gonna say, like, yeah, they told me what the situation was and I accepted it.
And now, Remy Ma's words are starting to sound less like jealousy and more like a warning. Because new evidence is coming out that Papoose may have been draining Claressa's money behind the scenes. Not for love, not for support, but to wipe out his own debts. Quietly, strategically, like it was nothing. And what makes this even darker is a pattern people are noticing. It doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. In fact, insiders are saying he won't stop taking from her until she's completely tapped out, until there's literally nothing left for her to give. So the question is, was Claressa ever his partner? Or was she just his bailout plan?
Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just brought him his food in the back because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs. Just brought him his food. And y'all talking shit, but guess what? Ain't nobody gonna ever make me stop talking about my man. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're not gonna do it. Whenever I feel like saying Papoose's name, I'm gonna say his name.
Okay, so ever since Remy Ma and Papoose went from being black love to straight up black poison, Claressa Shields got exposed as the woman Papoose has been running around with. And from that moment on, her name has been attached to one thing only: drama. Like, be honest, when you see Claressa trending 9 times out of 10, it's not even about boxing anymore. It's because she's saying something slick about Papoose, or she's crashing out online, defending that relationship like her life depends on it. The mess is so loud, people forget who Claressa really is, and that's the crazy part. Claressa Shields isn't just some random celebrity girlfriend. She's literally one of the greatest female boxers of all time. World champion. 2-time Olympic gold medalist. And she's not just great, she's historic. Claressa is the only boxer in the world, male or female, to become undisputed champion in 4 weight classes, holding titles across as many as 5 divisions. She even had a movie made about her, The Fire Inside, with Ryan Destiny play her, but nobody's talking about that. Because every time Claressa pops up, it's some relationship mess, some internet war, some my man storyline drowning out her actual legacy. And whether Claressa sees it or not, Papoose definitely does. Because the moment he realized how big Claressa really is, how much power her name carries, he slid right into that space and started treating her like an opportunity, not a partner, an upgrade. Claressa has had Papoose performing in arenas and packed venues he never really touched on his own. And let's be real, even when he was with Remy. And suddenly, after over a decade of barely hearing about him, we're seeing Papoose everywhere again. Now don't get me wrong, his pen has always been respected. But commercially, visibility-wise, he doesn't have that leverage without Claressa Shields standing next to him. And here's where it starts looking even more suspicious. because Claressa reportedly has him moving like he's not just her man, but her whole business machine. She's got him walking around as her manager, her promoter, her partner, talking about how they build opportunities and stack money together like they're some unstoppable power couple. And one of those opportunities, Claressa says Papoose helped create a massive $8 million multi-fight partnership with Salida Promotions and Win Records, which, by the way, is a record label. Now ask yourself this: why is a boxing deal tied to a record label? And more importantly, who is really benefiting from that setup?
It's impossible without Papoose.
His transition to the executive suite as the creative director of the record company helped broker the deal that secures Shield's spot as one of the highest paid female boxers in the business.
As a fan, watching Claressa from the outside, I never seen someone who was more deserving.
She signed that deal back in November and even held a whole press conference like she just changed the game, calling it the first of its kind. But let me tell y'all what this contract really looks like when you read between the lines. Because Win Records is not a real boxing promoter. It's basically a music management label, and Papoose just happens to be their main artist and the head of their hip-hop division. And guess what? Claressa Shields is the first athlete they've ever signed. That alone should have been her first red flag. See, a management label like that isn't just there to support. They control your appearances, your branding, your endorsements. And if Claressa suddenly decides she wants to rap, they'll push that too. But nothing is free. These management teams typically take 10 to 20% off the top. And then you've got Salida Promotions, the actual boxing promotion company, also taking their cut. They're the ones securing her fights, handling events and logistics, and selling broadcast rights to platforms like Netflix or ESPN. They're not managing her personal life. But when it comes to her boxing career, they control the hype, the pitching, and the entire business side. And for that, they take money too. So when you really break it down, Claressa's bag has multiple hands inside it, all grabbing their share before it ever reaches her. And here's the scary part. After everyone takes their cut, what's left for Claressa? Not much. Meanwhile, she's the one risking everything, breaking her back and her jaw literally, to make that money in the first place. And that's when you have to ask, was this deal built to empower Claressa or to profit off her?
It's impossible, y'all. But you know, I'm gonna say it. It wouldn't have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and Papoose and Win Records have been working together for about 3-4 years now. And since I've met Ruben, he has been just so nice and so open. And the last fight when we had so much success at LCA where we sold out 16,000 fans, that was because myself, Papoose, Win Records, and Salida Promotions all work together collectively to make that work. So I'm so grateful to them, and so grateful that I have a team who understands that, who understands my value, and who want to see me win. And we're going to continue to work together and make this big. So congrats.
Claressa basically walked herself into one of those infamous 360 deals, the kind artists in the music industry used to warn everybody about. You do all the work, take all the risks, then sit there confused because somehow the money still isn't adding up. So the real question is, why would the most dominant female boxer of this generation sign a deal that sounds like it was built for a struggling rapper? Well, word is Claressa didn't sign that deal on her own. People are saying Papoose had his hands all over it. Even during the press conference, Claressa straight up admitted the deal wouldn't have happened without Papoose's involvement. And that line right there, that told everybody who was really steering the ship. Because right now, Claressa is basically the main talent keeping Win Records alive, meaning the whole label is surviving off her name, her brand, her grind. And on top of that, Papoose isn't just supporting her, he's also getting a commission for bringing her in, plus involvement in everything she touches. So anytime Claressa books something, a gig, an appearance, an endorsement, Papoose has a cut too. And here's where it gets darker. The streets are saying the money flowing from Claressa is what Papoose is using to fund his lifestyle and quietly clean up his financial mess. Because allegedly, Papoose hasn't paid taxes in 12 years and owes the IRS over $300,000. And Remy Ma, she reportedly owes over $600,000 herself. Together, that's more than $1 million in tax debt hanging over them. Now, Remy Ma has thrown shots at Claressa, calling her Papoose's come up, acting like Clarissa's being played. But what makes this whole situation suspicious is this. They're still married. Yes, Papoose filed for divorce, but it's still not finalized. And Remy is reportedly the one who took divorce off the table. So what does that mean? It looks like the public fighting isn't the real story. It might just be a performance to keep people distracted, while Claressa keeps paying the price.
And we saw that he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what say?
I want to say it says
that's the 180,000 top name of who? Taxpayer? William Mack, but he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just Papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a Tinder swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show store the other day, she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being just a tad bit off.
Now, people are putting the pieces together, and they're saying there's no way Remy Ma and Papoose aren't moving as a team behind the scenes. Either way, they both win. Even if Papoose walks away from Claressa, he's still always going to have a piece of her bag. And even if she pushes the rapper route, he still gets a cut from that too. So he's making money from every direction, and he's going to use that to wipe out his debt, and probably clean up Remy's too, because he can still be held responsible to pay since they're legally married.
I feel like Claressa has been taken advantage of her whole life, okay? And I want to say this, because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Claressa being taken advantage of, you know, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the cash app requesting money from people like Claressa, after Remy has already warned us that, you know, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Claressa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, you know, she probably got some early stage, you know, some issues going on, being knocked around, you know, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff, and you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her too. I personally think they're still sleeping together. That's just my thing. I'm just gonna hold that right there.
And the internet is really hoping Claressa wakes up and realizes that both Remy Ma and Papoose benefit from keeping her tied to them. And if she doesn't catch on, she's gonna wake up one day and realize she's got nothing left. 1,000%. Yeah, I did my homework and the verdict is in. She's getting played faster than a New York minute. Papoose is absolutely preying on Claressa's shields. And it's sad because she clearly has cognitive blind spots. Every time she speaks, the signs are all there. Miss Shields is extremely insecure and obsessed with a man that doesn't even like her. And here's the twist nobody wants to say out loud. She's not just being used emotionally. She's being positioned like a pawn. I actually do want Claressa to find real self-love and real romantic love. She's been through so much. Papoose is not the only one. I hope he doesn't shatter her heart, because once the cameras stop rolling, the silence hits different. But what do you guys think about all of this? Sound off in the comments, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, Patties.